Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalists coming to you again with another 2-Tip Tuesday. This time we'll be talking about natural tinders. Now, let's talk about why this came to be for this session this time. And you'll see and hear the dogs moving around, and they're very distracting today. So I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, the reason we came up with the natural tinders and being able to strike them or light them, ignite them with a ferro rod is for two reasons. Number one is I have a project that I have to do, and I need a natural tinder, so there's that. Number two, I was doing my 2-mile ruck, my daily 2-mile ruck that I have to turn in for the Warrior Tribe Challenge. Now, for those of you that want to know more about Warrior Tribe, please hit me up, hit the comments below, message me, Facebook, period, right, whatever. And I'll get you the information. But what I wanted to do for this is, instead of speeding up, normally I want to go in this time and back off a little bit. I wanted to use the Possum Mentality and start looking around at what else is available. And what I mean by Possum Mentality is I know that I have to start a fire later, so I get stuff to make the fire, as opposed to, okay, it's time to make the fire, and I don't see anything. If I know it's coming, I want to go ahead and start gathering the materials to do so. I know that I'm going to go hunting later, so I grab up rocks or glass and be able to go in and nap those into a weapon. I may need a piece of wire later, and I found one that was about probably about 12 to 18 inches, decent gauge, a little bit smaller than a regular wire coat hanger, but not so thin that it's just going to break apart. All right, so I picked that up. Don't know if I need it. I may end up throwing it out, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the whole deal of what I was going along. So I found a whole row of paper birch bark trees. Paper birch bark trees. Not exactly easy to say, but paper birch bark trees are, this time of year, starting to peel off. And in those, the peeling, some of it is kind of thick, a little bit, kind of like construction paper. And then there's some that are translucent almost, that are real thin and will take a good spark. That's what I want to use for one of these. Now, the other is, you're familiar with distressed pine straw, and I found just loads of it as I'm walking back. So I'm coming back, being able to go in and just grab up handfuls of them. So we're only going to use a portion of that because I don't need it for anything else. Now, there are two other things on here that I want to use and want to try to use, simply because there's some things that we can do with them. Number one is the fluff from some of these, I don't know what they're called. I'll just go ahead and be honest with you. I've got to look it up. But it's the fluff from the tops of these, it's a roadside flower. I want to say it's yarrow, but I don't know. Okay, that's what it boils down to. I don't know. It looks like cattail insides is what it looks like. So if you've ever seen the inside of a cattail, the inside of the fluff, that's what this stuff looks like. And now I will tell you, the thing about this is twofold, right? Although it is a good fluff material, it will take a spark, but it will turn into an ember, so you may have to blow in it. Now, there are times if you use it hand in hand with something else, it will ignite. That's fine. The other thing is because of the density of it, it will take the oils from your hand, and it will also take the moisture from the air. So while this is a flash tinder, meaning that you strike it, flash, boof, you're done, it's not going to be an extended time, it may not always work. Okay, that's what we're boiling it down to. The other thing that we're looking at is, I was carving a kuxa, and in that kuxa I did a lot of shaving. So what better to try other than shavings, right? Just like feather sticks, we do it with that. And then I also found me a piece of fat wood while I was on the trail. So maybe we'll get to that. So what I want to do is I want to light 2 of these, and since it's Christmas time, I'm going to give you a 3rd one and maybe a 4th one. We'll see how it goes. But the reason being is because I can't physically give every one of you a gift. So the only thing I can do is give you an extra tip. And the reason I'm doing it is because this Tuesday is the last Tuesday prior to Christmas, or before Christmas. For those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, I'm sorry. It's just one of them things. I'm still going to say Christmas, but happy holidays to you. You can see a little Squatch. He's ready. He's got the holiday cheer, thanks to Lone Star Survival, who gave me the little Squatch. And then you can see my grizzlies out here too. So what we're going to do is, let's focus on getting these things lit. Okay, that's what the overall focus is. Now, How do we prepare the distressed pine straw? There's not a whole lot of preparation in it. Some of you see me do it before. I might want to fluff it up a little bit. And I'm going to move it back here, move this over so that we're not getting everything else going. Poof, it's lit. Way to go. So again, y'all have seen that, not a problem. So there's one, and we'll take that and turn it over so that it doesn't burn up my other ones. I may need this later for that. The paper birch bark, the preparation for it is, although you've got some translucent pieces, take the other pieces that you have and kind of crinkle them up, right? Rough them up a little bit, get some of the fibers going, because what will happen is this stuff will catch pretty well because of the oils, but if you don't have anything to catch the spark, then it's not going to light. That's just flat out plain and simple. And if you really want to get into it, physics, okay? You've got to have something for the spark to catch onto in order for it to light. Now, let's go ahead and do that. I know I lost some, but it'll be all right. We'll pull out the Nesmuke. And we're going to readjust. There we go. Get to a place that has those fibers. I talked to you about the fibers, but still wasn't striking into it. So you can see how quickly that was able to catch once I adjusted to the place that had more fibers. So, and if you look real close in this, you may not be able to see it because of the sun, but you can start seeing some of those oils moving down and about. All right, there's that. Squatch is fine. Yeah, he's fine. Well, maybe not. All right, so we're done with that. Poof, done. Now, let's talk about the Ginkgo. Now, the reason I want to focus on this is all we've done is made some shavings, just like I said, with feather sticks and things of that nature. So what I have is there's some real fine shavings in there as well. I just did some scrapings inside the Cooksa, and we're going to use those as hopefully the ignition point, right? So in there, starting to glow. We're going to get it going real good. See, and that's what I was afeared of. There we go. All right, so they're lit. You see them smoldering. And that's the one thing I wasn't sure of how it was going to work, was how those shavings were going to work. You can do feather sticks and it'll ember up for a while, so I could probably go some more. These have been sitting in a bag, so I don't know if it's gonna take, if they're too wet, too moist, I don't know. So there's that, but you can see that it's starting to percolate, if you will. While that's doing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this. We're gonna go to the flash tinder and see how it does work. And in doing so, we're going to take and do the same thing we always do, right? All right, and you see flame there, but what it does is it goes real quick. So it may be that you get a couple of pieces going. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to switch to this. This thing's tearing up my rod, and I'm not sure what's going on here. All right, so you can see those are going. With it being flash tinder, again, some of that magnesium is catching. It's going to go up, but what I can do is, because of that, I can put the feather sticks on, I can put the pine straw on, and everything will catch. So while we lit the birch bark by itself, sometimes things need a little help. So you can put these inside of a bird nest as an example. I'm removing that, we'll save that for later. I can use these to go hand in hand with something, but that's the point, right? Is how can we light the tinders on? What are we going to do? What's the preparation? How are we going to handle them? Does it need something else? Is one just that, the flash tinder, and then we use it with something else? I'm sure if I gathered up enough of the fluff, we could probably fluff it up some more, because that's one thing I didn't do, is I didn't prepare it anymore. Because it's real fluffy, and just one of those things where I'm not real sure if you need to or not. I have done cattail, and all I had to do was just tear it up and then ignite it. So worked kind of well, but I did do it with a distressed pine straw bundle just so that we could get it going and ensure the fire. All right, folks, well, that's it. Hey, y'all, thanks for everything you do. Hope you have a great holiday season. Hope to see you before the new year. If you don't catch out next week's Two Tip Tuesday, then have a happy new year as well. So thanks for all you do, and use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.